For centuries, people have asked one of the most powerful questions about love. Do soulmates really exist? Is there truly one person out there destined for you, your perfect match, your other half? Or is soulmate just a romantic idea created by movies and fairy tales? Science, psychology, and history actually have a lot to say about this, and the truth might surprise you. Today, we'll dive into the science of soulmates, exploring where the idea comes from, what psychology says about the one, how biology influences attraction, and whether lasting love is about fate or choice. Stay with me until the end, because the conclusion will change how you think about love forever. Where did the idea of soulmates come from? The word soulmate isn't new. In fact, the roots of the concept go back thousands of years in ancient Greece. The philosopher Plato wrote about soulmates in his work, The Symposium. He described how humans were once whole beings, split in two by the gods, forever destined to search for their other half. This romantic, mystical idea has echoed through culture ever since, religion and spirituality. Many belief systems, from Hinduism to Sufism, describe the idea of two souls connected beyond time and space. Modern culture, movies, novels, and songs amplify the idea that love is about destiny, that out of 8 billion people, there's one person who is your perfect match. It's an idea that feels magical. But is it real? Psychology of the one and only. Psychologists argue that the belief in soulmates is a double-edged sword. On one hand, believing in a soulmate can give people hope and optimism. On the other hand, it can create unrealistic expectations. There are generally two mindsets about love. Destiny belief, the idea that love is about finding the right person, your perfect fit. Growth belief, the idea that love isn't found but built through effort, communication, and shared experiences. Research shows that people with a strong destiny belief may struggle more in relationships. Why? Because the moment conflict arises, they might think, this must not be my soulmate. Meanwhile, people with a growth belief are more likely to work through problems because they see love as a choice and a process. So does this mean soulmates aren't real? Not necessarily. It means that how you define soulmate matters, biology and the science of attraction. Now let's talk about the science. Attraction isn't random. It's rooted in biology, chemistry, and psychology. Oxytocin and dopamine. When you fall in love, your brain releases a cocktail of chemicals: dopamine, the pleasure chemical, and oxytocin, the bonding hormone. These chemicals create the intense feeling of being meant for someone. Genetic compatibility. Studies show people are often attracted to partners with different immune system genes, MHC genes. Subconsciously, this leads to stronger, healthier offspring. Could this explain why some people feel an instant, almost magnetic connection? The mere exposure effect. Psychologists have found that the more time we spend with someone, the more attractive they become to us. Sometimes soulmates aren't discovered instantly. They're built over repeated closeness. So when people say, I just knew they were the one, it may be biology and psychology working together to create that lightning bolt feeling. Can you have more than one soulmate? Here's the twist. Science suggests it's possible to have multiple soulmates throughout your life. Think about it. Humans are adaptable, and attraction is influenced by timing, environment, and personal growth. You may meet someone at 18 who feels like your soulmate, and they are, for that stage of your life. Years later, you may connect with someone new who feels like an even deeper match. Research on long-term relationships shows that people are capable of forming multiple deep bonds. In fact, widows and widowers often remarry and describe their new partner as their soulmate too. This suggests soulmates aren't about a single predestined person, but about the depth of connection we create with those who align with us. The role of timing and choice. Love isn't just about chemistry, it's also about timing. You might meet an incredible person, but if one of you isn't ready for commitment, it won't last. Psychologists say relationships succeed not just because of compatibility, but because of commitment and shared effort. This means your soulmate may not be the person who feels like instant magic, but the one who chooses to grow with you through both joy and hardship. It's not just who you meet, it's when you meet them. Stories of soulmate connections. Let's pause for a moment and think about real-life stories. People who describe love at first sight often remember an immediate surge of dopamine and adrenaline. It felt like destiny. Couples married for 40 years often describe their partner as their soulmate, not because of an instant spark, but because of the decades of connection they built. Some describe soulmates as friends or mentors, proof that these deep connections don't have to be romantic. What does this tell us? Soulmates are not always about one magical person, but about the rare, deep resonance we feel with certain people in our lives. The risks of believing in soulmates. As beautiful as the idea is, there's a downside to soulmate thinking. Unrealistic expectations. Believing there's only one person for you may make you dismiss good partners too quickly. Fear of settling. Some people never commit, always thinking their true soulmate is still out there. Dependency. Believing someone else completes you can create unhealthy dependence instead of two complete people choosing each other. That's why psychologists encourage a balanced perspective. Appreciate the magic of connection, but remember that real love takes work. What science really says about soulmates. So, do soulmates exist? Here's the science-backed answer: yes, but not in the way you think. There isn't one predestined person out there for everyone. Instead, we are capable of forming deep soulmate-like connections with more than one person in our lifetime. What feels like destiny is often a powerful mix of biology, psychology, timing, and choice. And most importantly, soulmate-level love isn't just found, it's built through consistency, vulnerability, and growth. So let's answer the question: do soulmates really exist? The truth is, soulmates aren't always about fate. They're about resonance, about finding someone whose soul vibrates at the same frequency as yours, whether it's for a season or a lifetime. Sometimes it's love at first sight. Sometimes it's love built slowly, day by day. But if you're asking whether science says you only get one soulmate in this life, the answer is no. Love isn't about one perfect person. It's about finding someone, choosing them, and building something so strong it feels destined. And maybe that's the real magic, not fate, but the power we have to create soulmates through love, trust, and time. So, what do you think? Do you believe in soulmates as destiny or as something we create? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if you found this video thought-provoking, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss more psychology and relationship insights here at Love Logic Lab UK. Because love might feel like a mystery, but together we can uncover the science behind it.